What's good, everybody? It is a Super Triple JT here, and because of the announcement of the Resident Evil 3 remake, I decided to bring back this old series of the history of whatever character I'm talking about today. And today we're going to start with the protagonist of Resident Evil 3, Jill Valentine. So sit back, get your popcorn, get whatever you need, and let's get this shit started. Jill was born in the year of 1974. From a French father and a Japanese mother. We start off in the 90s, where Jill joined the US Army and got attention from Delta Force. During that, she took a 6-month training course where she learned how to do bomb disposal and lockpicking. Later in the 90s, she got recruited by Albert Wesker for the Special Tactics and Rescue Service, and in 1998, she joined Wesker's Alpha Team. In early 1998, Raccoon City was having deaths for a couple of hikers and families. Bravo team was sent out on the night of the 23rd, and contact was subsequently lost. The next day, STAR's Alpha team were given orders to go to Arcalay Mountains to investigate the missing Bravo team. While finding the helicopter, Alpha team was attacked by Cerebus. Jill, Chris, Barry, and Wesker fled to the nearby mansion. The team split up in the mansion on their own. During that, Jill started to suspect Barry was going against them. Later, Jill found out that Barry was being manipulated by Wesker. Learning about Wesker's mission and releasing the tyrant that ultimately betrayed him and attempted to kill him. The rest of the Alpha team and Bravo team's Rebecca Chambers escaped the lab, defeating the tyrant. Returning to Raccoon City, STARS requested a full investigation of Umbrella's activities, but Chief Irons said no. With no support of the American government, Chris, Barry, Jill, and Rebecca decided to travel to Europe and investigate Umbrella themselves. While everyone left, Jill stayed in Raccoon City to investigate the whereabouts of the underground facility. 2 months after Resident Evil 1, her investigation was put on hold because Raccoon City's water supply was contaminated with the T-virus and turned multiple people into zombies. After being trapped in her apartment, Jill made an escape and tried to head to Raccoon City's police department. During that, she met up with Brad Vickers, the man who flew the chopper at the end of Resident Evil 1, who warned Jill about the pursuer, which was Nemesis, who was trying to kill all STARS members. Brad died after Nemesis tracked him down at RPD. Jill explored the police station. And in the police station, she got a radio signal from Carlos Oliveira. So she left the station to investigate. She ended up meeting Carlos, Mikhail, and Nikolai. She didn't trust them at first because they were working for Umbrella, but she realized that they were mercenaries. They started to search for items to fix the tram where they met up. During all that, Nikolai was presumed dead. They fixed the tram and started heading to St. Michael's Clock Tower because it was flagged by the UBCS. Nemesis attacked the tram and Victor sacrificed his life to destroy it. Jill tried to ring the bell for a signal of a chopper. It worked, but Nemesis destroyed it. Jill fights Nemesis again, but this time she got infected by a T-virus strand, and Jill passes out while Carlos fights him off. She was knocked out for 2 days while Carlos was protecting her. When she woke up, Carlos went to get a vaccine. When Jill took the vaccine, they tried to escape the city because it was going to get destroyed. Realizing that Nikolai wasn't dead, he stole a chopper to escape the city. Another chopper was coming into the city looking for her, so she ends up going to the scrapyard where she finds Nemesis and left them for dead. Jill and Carlos get rescued by Barry only minutes before the explosion. In the year of 2003, Jill is working with Chris to stop Umbrella. Both of them being members of a private anti-biohazard service, they heard strange animal attacks in a village near the Greater Caucasus. The two discovered that the village were involved with Umbrella and they were storing BOWs. The following day, both of them went by the nearby chemical plant that was involved with Umbrella, gaining a ticket of Sergei and fought off the Talos tyrant. They successfully captured the chemical plant, but they failed to gain access to Umbrella's data because Wesker wiped out the hard drive. In the year 2005, Jill and her partner Parker were told that Chris and Jessica were kidnapped and taken to a Mediterranean ship, which wasn't true. Seeing a mannequin dummy that looked like Chris, they tried to save him, but they were knocked out by gas. Finding out that Raymond Wesker was involved, Chris and Jessica went on their sister ship to save Jill and Parker, thinking that they were there. Getting contact, they met up in one ship, and Jessica reveals that she was a spy. Jill and Chris find out that the FBC director Morgan Lansdale was involved with Veltro, the big bad of the game. The ship ended up sinking and they made their escape by chopper. Both Chris and Jill had one more mission to go, and that was to go find evidence that the FBC was involved with the wreckage. Going on their ship, they found the leader of Veltro. He injected himself with a T-Abyss virus. Both Jill and Chris had to take him down, and then they found their evidence. In the year 2006, the BSAA found the location of Dr. Oswald Spencer. So Jill and Chris were signed to raid his mansion and arrest him. But just like every Resident Evil game, there's puzzles and monsters in that mansion. They got entry to the library, and they found Spencer was murdered by Wesker. They were going through the battle, and Chris almost dying from Wesker. Jill charged at him and threw them both out the window and down the cliff. And there was no signs of neither Jill nor Wesker, so she was presumed dead. Jill was badly injured after the fall, but Wesker kept her alive. Wesker started to work on the Ouroboros project, a project designed to evolutionize humanity. The prototype of this project always ended up killing people, but Wesker still attempted to try it on Jill. Realizing that she's immune of any kind of progenitor virus streams because of the antibodies that was developed with a little bit of the virus that was not cured back in 1998. This means that she was completely worthless, but still wanted to get research off her. As the Ouroboros project continued, Jill was no longer of any use, so she was released from captivity. Wesker wanted her to do more scientific stuff, so Wesker made her part of the project P-30, which was a project to create super soldiers with enhanced strength and whatever. In 2009, Jill was under the control of Wesker with the P-30 implanted in her chest. She was doing the task for Wesker, like protecting Irving, who was trying to spread the Type 3 plaga to the local tribe. The BSAA were trying to stop them, but Jill managed to escape and met Wesker in the old ruins. Chris and Sheva figure out that Jill is still alive and was more determined to save her and stop Wesker. They end up meeting both Jill and Wesker, and Jill and Wesker were fighting each other for 7 minutes till Wesker had to leave. Wesker left Jill to deal with both of them, and during that, Jill revealed that she had the P-30 stuck in her chest, and that's why she was under control of Wesker. So they tried to remove it off her, and they successfully did it. Jill was still weak to go help Chris and Sheva, so she told him to go along while she stayed. Jill passes out. Then another BSAA agent named Josh Stone, who got separated from Chris and Sheva, met up with Jill, and they contacted the BSAA HQ to get a backup helicopter. Jill was saying that Wesker had a tanker with him to do his ultimate plan. So they got to a radio tower and they contacted Chris and Sheva, telling that Wesker needs to take regular medicine, and if he takes an overdose of it, he will get harmed. Both Jill and Josh were trying to escape from the rebels and get on the attack helicopter. They successfully did it, but the original pilot got killed during the attack. They set out to go help Chris and Sheva defeat Wesker and giving them the RPG-7s and successfully killing Wesker. After that, Jill was taken to a BSAA lab to take various tests to see what kind of viruses that she has in her system. Funny enough, the last time that we hear of Jill was in Revelations 2, where she sent an email to Barry saying that she is bored and she can't wait to get back on the field. But yeah, that is her complete history. And the one question everybody likes to talk about is, what is her relationship, like who she is with, or what is her love interest? And this one's kind of difficult because there's been multiple hints that Jill and Chris or like in some kind of relationship, but once again, they were hints, so we honestly do not know. Most likely not. If Jill will ever be in a relationship, I would assume it will be Chris. They have the most history together. They've been in the most games together. So I'm just saying maybe those two, but we are not sure. So I hope all you individuals really enjoyed my video. If you guys want to see more content of mine, click the videos on the right. Remember to click subscribe. If you guys want to follow me on any kind of social media, my links are always in the left, and I'll put them in the description down below. So I hope all you enjoyed. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe. I'm out. Deuces.